Glad you've taken time to join us today, Coach. Welcome to Vision for Life Radio, where faith and sports collide.
Amen. Thank you. That's a great platform and something that was obviously big for me, having faith and sports together for so long in my life.
Amen. Well, hey, I'd be remiss if we didn't start with talking about the Houston Texans. We're based right out here in Houston, Texas. We have a couple of locations right in the heart of the city, and a lot of Texans fans here in town. And one of the things I appreciate about you the most as a broadcaster is that you shoot straight. You have a tendency just to graciously tell it like it is. You do that with Dan Patrick and Rodney Harrison. And then I've seen you on Dan Patrick's show, and you just kind of like to tell it like it is. So do that for us. What has to happen here in Houston for the Texans to take to regroup and become a contender again?
Well, the Texans aren't that far away. They had a tough year. Didn't get great quarterback play last year, and sometimes that can happen. And they had some injuries, especially to Arian Foster, who was such a big part of their team. But I think they're very, very close, and it's going to be a matter of getting that good quarterback play to get them back going. Now, whenever you make a change in the leadership and change style of play and coaching staff, it can go one way or another, and we'll have to see how the players adjust to Coach O'Brien and the new system. But there's talent there. There's leadership, I think, from some really, really good players, so I don't think they're that far away.
Well, we hope that you're right, because that's this town would love to see the Texans contending again. Spencer Tillman was our guest last week, and he talked. I asked him a similar question, just talking about their draft board and what's in front of us. And what was funny is he said, the Texans squad last year had more talent on it, in his opinion, than the Super Bowl 24 winning 49ers that he was on. And they had Ronnie Lott himself, Steve Young, Joe Montana, all these guys. And he was saying the Texans were more stacked last season than this season. So what has to happen with leadership, whether that's on the team or by the coaching staff, for them to take that next step? What do we want the leaders, what should we see leaders doing in the organization?
Well, it really comes down to how everybody can grasp the vision and try to put the team goals ahead of everything else. And that goes well when you're winning. When you're not winning games, sometimes that goes awry. And you're so right, and I think Spencer was right. Talent alone doesn't win championships. I coached 7 years in Indianapolis with the Colts, and we won a Super Bowl, and that team was probably talent-wise, probably number 4 or number 5 of our group. But that was the team that everybody worked together. When we had little down periods, people didn't go in their own direction. They stayed focused on the team goals, and that's what it takes. That's how you win, and that's what I think the player leadership is going to have to do, is to get everybody focused on following this coaching staff, doing what Coach O'Brien wants. And if they'll do that, they can be right there. I went to Indianapolis kind of in the same situation. The Colts, Jim Moore was the coach before me. They'd had a couple playoff years. They had a down year. Seemed like they were fracturing a little bit. They let Coach Moore go and brought me in. And I didn't try to change a whole lot. Just say, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to be together on this. We're going to try to take care of the football on offense. We're going to try to be fast and physical on defense. Just fundamental things. And we got on a nice 7-year run, and I think that the Texans could do the same thing.